I was in ninth grade, and it was the month of June when we got the holidays. The teacher announced that there would be a party on the last day. I was thrilled about it. A party at school? That sounded awesome. Little did I know that my excitement would soon turn into a terrifying memory I'd never forget. The day arrived, and I went to school with my lunch, already buzzing with excitement. My friends and I started playing games. At that time, PUBG was all the rage, and we played through most of the party, completely absorbed. The room was filled with laughter, cheers, and the sound of game alerts. When the party ended, everyone gradually left. My friends and I packed up, but then reality hit. I noticed our driver was late. About 20 to 25 of us remained, sitting in the school ground, waiting. The sun had begun to set, and shadows stretched longer on the ground. Finally, the driver contacted the administration, asking them to gather up all the kids. One girl was missing. I volunteered to go find her, knowing she was in the girls' block. I didn't think much of it at the time. Her class was in the basement, and I thought it would be a quick trip. But as I walked down the corridor, I couldn't help but feel a shiver run down my spine. The atmosphere seemed different, too quiet, too still. I entered the basement and immediately noticed something odd. The hallway was dimly lit, the fans were still whirring, and the doors were half open. It felt like the building was holding its breath. I cautiously moved forward, my footsteps echoing in the wide and empty space. I had never realized just how vast the basement area was. It felt endless, and each step seemed to stretch the distance between me and the exit. I finally reached her classroom, but it was empty. Panic started bubbling up inside me as I scanned the room. I could feel the thick, hot air pressing against my skin, making it hard to breathe. Just then, without warning, the lights went out. The darkness swallowed the basement whole, and I froze. My heart pounded so loudly I thought it might burst out of my chest. I tried to move, but my legs felt glued to the spot. I was trembling, my throat dry, unable to scream. Suddenly, one of the classroom doors creaked and slowly swung shut with a painful, drawn-out screech. I could feel the cold prick of fear crawling up my spine. Tears welled up in my eyes as I tried to convince myself it was just the wind. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. Desperately, I forced my legs to move, stumbling through the darkness toward the exit. I kept feeling like something, or someone, was right behind me, reaching out, trying to grab me. The thought alone made me speed up, my steps frantic and unsteady. Just as I neared the door, a faint beam of light seeped in from the gap. My eyes adjusted, and I saw the silhouette of a chair, but in that fleeting second, it looked like a dark figure standing guard, watching me. A scream clawed at my throat, but I bit it back, too terrified to make a sound. Bursting through the basement door, I nearly collapsed. I was gasping for air, my head pounding with a mixture of fear and exhaustion. Tears streamed down my cheeks, and my legs felt like jelly. One of the teachers noticed me and asked if I was okay, but I couldn't bring myself to explain. Even now, I can't fully describe the sheer terror of that moment. I don't know if it was just my imagination or something more sinister, but that basement will always haunt me. That was one of my most horrifying school memories, a memory that still gives me chills whenever I think about it. I went to my grandmother's house when I was in fourth class. I was so happy about the trip, but it turned out to be anything but pleasant. It was the hot month of July, and the days felt endless. My cousins and I were just kids, so we didn't want to sleep in the afternoon like the adults. While everyone else was napping, we wanted to explore. There was a room opposite my uncle's room that had been locked up for decades. My grandfather's brother used to live there, but he was gone now. He had only one son who died from a disease. After that, the family left, and the room remained empty. It was like a forgotten, haunted corner of the house. One afternoon around 2 o'clock, I woke up. With quiet, careful steps, I moved towards the outside door, opened it, and slipped out. Nobody was around. I felt free, like I had escaped from my parents' watchful eyes. As I stood outside, soaking in the moment, I couldn't shake off a strange feeling. Something was drawing me to that old, abandoned room. It was like a whisper in my head, telling me to come closer. I remembered my mother's warning, never go near that room, but the pull was too strong. My thoughts were blurry, like I was trapped in a fog. My feet moved on their own. I wanted to stop, but my body wouldn't listen. Before I knew it, I was standing at the room's window. My heart pounded like a drum. I peered inside, squinting through the dusty glass. There was a bed, a rusty closet, and thick spider webs everywhere. A damp, musty smell hit me like a wave. Dust covered everything, as if time had frozen inside that room. The dim light from an old bulb flickered on and off, making the shadows dance. Suddenly, crash! The sound was so loud, my whole body froze. Goosebumps rose on my arms and I couldn't breathe. My heart raced like it was trying to break free from my chest. I couldn't move. It felt like something had grabbed my feet, holding me in place. The air was cold and my skin tingled with fear. Then I heard it, a low, muffled voice. It was hard to make out, but it sounded like a whisper, repeating the same words over and over. My mind was spinning. Was it coming from the room? Just then, I felt a hand on my shoulder. I jumped, terrified, only to find my mother standing behind me. Relief washed over me, but I was still shaking. My mother looked worried. "What are you doing here?" she asked. But I couldn't speak. My voice felt trapped. She guided me back inside, and I couldn't help but look back at that room one last time. I couldn't understand what had just happened. Was it my imagination, or was something really inside that room? I didn't know, and I didn't want to find out. Drenched in fear, I let my mother lead me back to my grandmother's room. The terror still lingered, refusing to leave me alone. Last year in the month of August, my friends and I decided to take a trip to the northern side. We packed our things and headed to the bus station after evening. As we stood there, one of my friends snapped a photo of us and posted it on Instagram. We were all smiling, excited for the adventure ahead. Little did we know that this post would soon turn into a stressful experience. The bus station was almost deserted. The sky was growing darker, and a chilly breeze swept through the empty platform. The bus was parked there, its engine humming softly, while we stood outside gossiping and joking around. Suddenly, my friend's phone rang. It was a call from a girl's ID. We started teasing him, curious about who she might be, but his face turned pale. He muttered that the girl claimed to be nearby. Confused, we looked around. The place was empty. No one else was there. I laughed it off, thinking it was just a prank, but my friend showed us the picture she sent. It was a blurry image of us, captured from the CCTV camera of the bus station. We exchanged uneasy glances, but tried to brush it off, thinking someone from the security room was messing with us. Just as we started chatting again, another message popped up, a new picture with her location. This time, the photo was taken from a different angle, from a spot at the side of the station where there was no camera. Our curiosity turned to fear. Following the location on Google Maps, we crossed the road to the opposite side and found ourselves in a narrow alley. The shadows stretched long in the dim streetlight, and at the end of the alley, there was an old rundown house. Its window was slightly open, and a faint breeze made the curtains flutter. We texted her again, but there was no response. Then we noticed that her ID was gone, deleted. We cautiously approached the house, noticing that the main door was locked. As we took a step back, I saw something disturbing. The window was still open, but now a thick, dark fog seemed to be seeping out. My heart pounded as we stared at it, frozen. Suddenly, the window slammed shut with a loud, echoing bang. We jumped back, adrenaline surging through our veins. Without saying a word, we bolted back to the bus station, not daring to look back at the house. Even now, I sometimes wonder what really happened that night. Was it just a twisted prank, or something far more sinister? We never found out, and honestly, none of us wanted to go back and investigate.